I met a famous YouTuber, and yes, I'm standing up. I'm not going to have a lot of background footage for this video, and I don't want the camera to be this close to my face, so I'm standing up for this video. This is Yo Boy Pizza. He's a sports content creator mainly specializing in Madden, but he's very involved with the NFL. He gets invited to a lot of events and stuff, and he's got almost 3 million subscribers. So for those of you that don't know, the Super Bowl was in New Orleans this year, and I don't live super far from New Orleans. So my dad and I, 12 years ago, we went down there just to see all the festivities and stuff when the Super Bowl came. It was Super Bowl 47, I think. But we went down there to the convention center, and basically it's a huge building and they have like a bunch of cool like NFL stuff to do. I went Saturday with a couple of my other friends. So, we go down there, everything's going as normal. We head in there. We're looking at everything. They got a lot of cool stuff in there. And there are a lot of these like football skills challenge things. Like there's a passing one and there's a catching one and there's one where you can catch a pick six, and there's all kinds of challenges. But you have to wait in line for them. Like some lines were longer than others. Like the 40-yard dash one was super long all the time. So we were just kind of doing some of the little ones. Anyway, we're in line. We're looking around, obviously. Because keep in mind, there are a lot of athletes that pull up to this like Super Bowl thing, because there are a lot of athletes that are scheduled like to sign autographs and stuff, but there are also other athletes that pull up. Like we saw Jameis Winston being escorted by like 10 officers, security guards, whatever. I didn't see it. My friend Ty actually pointed it out. He was like, that's Jameis Winston over there. And I looked and there was this big tall dude, and I was like, yep, that's Jameis Winston. That's really cool. And he wasn't even supposed to be there. But so anyway, the point is you got to be on the lookout because you never know who's going to be there. Yeah, we did a quarterback scramble drill first. I think that's where we first saw. I was looking and I saw a dude with a like black hoodie on, and then I saw another dude with a distinct blue shirt, and he had like not a lot of hair on his head. Keep in mind, my mind was not on, no idea they were there, had no idea I was gonna meet him. I was like, is that Yo Boy Pizza? Because the funny thing is, I haven't really watched him in a while, but before the event, like literally a couple weeks before the event, I started like binge watching his old videos just for no reason whatsoever, not knowing that I would actually get to meet him a couple weeks later. It was crazy how that happened. So basically, he was in my mind kinda when I saw him. So anyway, I saw him. I'm like, dude, that's Yo Boy Pizza right there. And one of my friends was like, who is Yo Boy Pizza? What are you talking about? And the other one of my friends was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. He was like, dude, go jump out of line. Like, go say hi to him. I'm like, no, I don't want to disturb him, whatever. Because I later found out him and Frank were just kind of like walking around and burning time because they had to film with Trey McBride at 1. They were basically just exploring everything just like we were. So anyway, we do the scramble drill, we kind of just go about our day. We're just keep exploring. I'm not like seeking them out at this point. We're kind of moving on. We do a 2-minute drill, and then we're just kind of walking around the place. And then this is like way later. This is probably like almost an hour later. We go to like the way other side of the building because, we're just walking around. Like our goal was just to explore everything, just see everything. So we're on the way other side of the building, and my friend Ty, he goes, dude, there he is right there. He goes, dude, there's Yo Boy Pizza. Dude, go get a picture with him. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm nervous. And then they started like walking away. I was like, all right, I'm doing it. So I basically was just like slowly following behind them. So I'm walking. They're pretty far ahead of me, so I'm like trying to catch up a little bit. I eventually like get up to where they're at, and I'm like, Yo Boy Pizza. And then he turns around, he's like, hey, what's up, man? And, he addressed me, and I think he gave me a fist bump or something. And then I addressed Frank, of course. I'm not going to leave Frank out. Frank, love you. And honestly, we just had a genuine conversation. I asked him how he was and what they were doing, and they were just like, yeah, we're just kind of walking around. We got to film at 1, so we're just kind of trying to see everything. I was like, oh, okay, me too. And he asked me, like, where I was from, and I told him, because I had Packers stuff on, because I'm a big Green Bay Packers fan here. So, of course, I had to pull up with the Romeo Doubs jersey. He was like, is that a Jordy Nelson jersey? And I turned around and was like, no, that's Romeo Doubs. He's like, okay, Dobbs, all right. Anyway, we're just talking about, random stuff. He's asking me, like, who I'm rooting for in the Super Bowl. And keep in mind, like, this is somebody that I've watched. Obviously, I haven't stuck with his videos, like, since I started watching him, but I probably first heard of Yo Boy Pizza when I was, like, 12, I don't know. A long time ago. So it was really strange kind of seeing him in person, because it's like I've seen him on a screen all this time. And it was crazy that I was just like in a casual conversation with it. I figured I've met some celebrities before, and most of the time they're just like, hey, what's up? And then they sign an autograph, and then they're like, all right, have a nice day. And then they, escort you on. But I think this is my first time like bumping into somebody pretty famous just like walking around. So I really didn't know what to expect. I can say with absolute deadpan seriousness, he was the coolest guy. We just had a conversation, which I know doesn't sound like, you know, the most insane thing ever, but just the fact that someone of his level was like interested in what I had to say was really cool. If somehow you're watching this video, thank you, Pizza, for that. I appreciate that a lot. It was so cool talking to you. So, you know, we're talking for a little bit at first, and like pretty much right after I started talking to him, this kid comes up to him and is like, oh, you know, can I get a picture or whatever? Keep in mind, I didn't ask for a picture right off the rip. I just like was like, what? Yo, what Pizza? What's up? And then we just started like conversating because I didn't want to be rude like that. I mean, I feel like I don't think that's rude if you go up and ask for a picture, but I just really wanted to talk to him. Both of them, both Tom and Frank. Like it was cool. I was like, I got this opportunity. I might as well like talk to him, not just ask for a picture and then leave. So anyway, this kid comes up and I think his mom was like, oh, you know, he's a big fan. Can he get a picture or whatever? And then, you know, he gets a picture. And the absolute funniest part was like, so the kid comes up and asks Tom for a picture, and Frank and I just had to like step out of the way. We were both just looking at each other like, I was like, does this happen a lot? He's like, yeah, it can be a little overwhelming at times. So I was like, it was me and Frank just off to the side, and I was like, here, let's get a quick picture real quick, because, you know, Frank's the best. Frank's the GOAT. So I got a picture with him. He made the same face as me. He didn't start to, but then he did. He said he had to match my energy, which I was like, I respect that, which was really cool of him. And then, like, as this is happening, more and more kids are, like, piling up wanting pictures with him. And Frank and I are just like, oh, this is when the onslaught begins. He was like, yeah, usually when it's one, it's like a whole bunch. And I'm like, what have I done? Anyway, after Pizza got the pictures with like all the kids that wanted a picture with him, like he came back and kept talking, which I also thought was really cool. Like he could have just been like, all right, Frank, we got to go or whatever. But I mean, he came back and like continued the conversation, which was super dope. Just like super humble, really cool energy. Oh, I asked him what the biggest difference, because he's from Pittsburgh. So I was like, what's the biggest difference from Pittsburgh and here? He's like, probably the weather, which makes sense because the winters I've heard up north have sucked this year. It was literally like 80 degrees when we were down at the convention center. So I was like, yeah, this is probably real nice for y'all. And of course, I asked him, you know, what team are you rooting for? So my answer was, I hope they both lose, because I hate both of those teams passionately. I really dislike the Chiefs. I really dislike the Eagles. Frank was like, you're hoping for the meteor, huh? I was like, yep. And Pizza was like, yeah, they're gonna make me pick a team to root for just like for media purposes. He was like, I'm probably gonna pick the Eagles. I'm like, yeah, I respect that. And he told me a story about like how last time he had to pick a team, like last time the two teams played, they played 2 years ago. He was like, I had to be a Chiefs fan, and they sat me on the side with all the Eagles. So he was just getting heckled the whole time, and he wasn't even really a Chiefs fan, which was really funny. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, that's basically everything that happened. And then, like, I think he was like, all right, we probably should get going. Because, I mean, at this point, it wasn't that long until they had to film. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, let me grab a picture real quick. I took out my phone. We snapped a picture, and then we all went on our way. Now, I normally wouldn't post a video about something like this, but I have to reiterate, like, this is someone I've been watching since I was, like, 12. Not consistently, obviously, but this is someone that I've known of for a long time. And this is someone of notable influence. So it was just crazy, like, getting to see him in person. I never, ever was expecting that, never thought it would have happened. I wasn't looking for it, wasn't seeking it out. I was just like, wow, that's really sick. That definitely made my day for sure. So Pizza, Frank, if you're watching this, thank you for the conversation. I really appreciate it. It was super cool getting to talk with y'all. Conversation lasted like, well, actually, let me see. I can see exactly how long it lasted. I took the first picture with Frank at 12:08, and I took the final picture at 12:13. So our conversation lasted at least 5 minutes, which is really cool. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest. It was super cool getting to meet him. And yeah, if by some chance you're watching this video, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I hope you're happy that the Eagles won. And if you ever need a Fortnite carry, hit me up. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the video. I love y'all. Like, subscribe, use code BrivianTheItemShop. Wait, use code BrivianTheItemShop. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.